Oh, it's 9 o'clock on a Thursday, and me and Mike are here. What's up, Mike?
What's going on, man?
Yo, it's the Mike and Mish show, everybody's favorite Thursday night show, 9 p.m. We got a big guest tonight. His name is Jarod Kid Gatti Grant. Right before we bring him on, though, I'm going to go ahead and shout out our sponsors, which I don't even have queued up because I don't, you know what? It's been a long fucking week with BKFC 17, travel, and all that bullshit and going back to work. I'm not going to bring this stuff up, but we got Holding Hands Massage and Massage Therafix. Go to holdinghandmassage.com or massagetherafix.com, I think. Go ahead, book yourself a massage with Jackie Holden. She's the best in the business. She can talk to your body and find all the shit that's fucking wrong with it and fix it. And killfootclothing.com, the makers of the Mission Accomplished shirts, American made apparel, veteran owned. They are the shit. Here we go. Let's go ahead and fucking bring in our guest of the evening, Jarod Kid Gotti Grant. How are you, sir?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Doing good. Doing good.
Doing good. Mr. Gotti is Mr. Grant, I should say, is 3-0 in bare knuckle. The fastest riser, not the youngest on the roster anymore. I don't think, right?
I think Zion's 21, 22, something like that.
Yeah, and you know what? They just signed that girl Naja, the Serbian.
I can't say her last name.
Yeah.
Don't even make me try it.
I'll tell you guys what. Okay, he's the youngest right now, but I'm gonna be the youngest world champ in BKFC.
I like that attitude.
You know what? And I look at your division, and I don't see any reason why not, sir. So let's get right into that, man. You're 3-0. You got 2 TKOs and a knockout. We were there for the knockout at Knucklemania. We actually ran into you that night, ringside. You probably don't remember. There was a lot of
guys. I remember you guys.
Yeah, we never got back up with each other. A lot of shit's been going on. Let's just talk about that, man. And what was Knucklemania like for you? That was the biggest event you had fought at to date, you know, at that time. You obviously had a good game plan going in there against Brandon Lambert. You know, you let him do his thing in the first round, and then you picked him apart in the second, and finished him in the third, I believe. Right? It was a third round.
That was really the game plan. I mean, I never seen him fight, and
nobody else had either.
I couldn't really go based off anything. I just had to go in there and be careful, like a smart fighter, and just see what he had for me. I saw in the first round how he was throwing his punches and how he was going to gas himself out. So I just went based off of that, and I already knew I was going to have him in the second, third round.
Yeah, and when you took him out after the fight, I heard that you and your coach went back to talk to him, right?
Yeah, just showing good sportsmanship, and stuff like that. It's not going to be a dickhead or nothing like that, and
I thought that's a pretty commendable thing to do. I mean, leading into the fight, of course, we know Brandon Lambert, he's talking a hell of a lot of shit. But I mean, you go in the ring.
It's a fight. You expect that,
Right. It's to build up. You go in. I think that's what everybody likes to see after the fight. You kind of go in and say, hey, listen, I fucking respect you for getting out there. And you guys offered to have him come over to your gym.
Yeah. And he's actually he's a really cool dude, actually, for all the shit he talks. Like, he's a really cool dude.
You know what? We're very familiar with Brandon, and like I've been telling everybody, like everybody hates him until they meet him. That's the truth about him, right?
Yeah, like you would think we thought he was a fucking like a piece of shit the way he talks. And that's one of his best. I guess that's how he gets himself or gets his name out. He knows how to talk a lot of shit, and like he talks good shit, So he just knows how to get under people's skin.
Yeah,
right.
He definitely does. He's all over the place. I'm sure you saw the most recent goings on.
Yeah, he got punched. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's been all over. So he knows how to stay relevant. The guy is a genius when it comes to that type of thing. So you're from Miami, right?
Yes, sir.
And the next card's supposed to be in Miami.
Yeah.
In June now. Maybe. I don't know. It's been moved a couple times now, so who knows? But hopefully, what do you think about getting on that card?
Well, I already know I'm going to fight on that card. I already have a pretty good idea of who I'm fighting also. So I'm sure you guys could expect another knockout for me to go 4-0.
Now, Jared, I want to ask you this because I don't know who posted it on social media, but somebody posted a bout agreement with you and Travis Thompson. Is that real or is that fake?
That is real. That fight's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be on the June card. But
Hell
you know,
yeah.
we're gonna let BKFC announce that one first, and then to confirm it. But I'm like 95% sure that's my next opponent.
All right. Well, here's the thing though. Like, why hasn't he? Okay. Without saying any names, I talked to a few people, and they're saying that he's never even been offered that fight yet. So how is it possible that you have a bout agreement that you signed and you're ready to fight Travis Thompson? And I want to see this fight. Don't get me wrong, because Travis Thompson was on a video. I seen him talking a gang of shit at you.
Yeah.
I don't know what you did to Travis Thompson, but he's like, he don't like you, and either that or he's trying to sell a fight.
I didn't really do that. I just called him out, and I guess he didn't like that.
Right.
He's the name everyone. I guess everyone's like, oh, Kid Gatti got to be tested by Travis first. Travis this, Travis that. So it's fine. I'll go fight him and knock him out too. I mean, nobody's ever knocked him out. I'm like almost 100% sure I'm gonna go in there and knock him out.
Yeah, he speaking on what Kyle was just saying about talking a gang of shit. During Brandon Lambert's like post-fight interview with Susan Singari, he basically said, "Jared Grant, you suck. You're next. I'll beat the shit out of you." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I didn't know that was a thing."
That's what the last three people said.
And they're all out. yeah. So, all right. So, hey, dude, let's introduce you to the people that are fans of our show. Like, are you born and raised Miami? That's where you're from?
Yes, I am.
Miami kid. So it only makes sense to be on that card. And at 22 years old, you signed with BKFC.
I signed at 21.
21.
Yeah.
Oh, so your first fight was
actually no, you're right. I'm sorry about that. 22.
22 years old, which is so young to get into such a new sport, which is crazy, honestly, if you think about it. Like, and like you set the precedence for like Zion Williamson and Naja, and I will not say her last name.
And just as a reminder, also, I went in. That was my first professional fight in any combat sport.
Right. That's what I was going to ask you. So how is it that a person like yourself at 22 years old that has a what was your background? Just straight boxing, straight up boxing?
Yeah, well, I literally just did boxing with my coach Ryan Perez. He took me when I was 17, and literally that's the only comp we would literally practice only that.
And so Ryan Perez, who is a supporter of the show, he watches the show, and we appreciate Ryan. He was heavy in the comments last night. We had Robert Washington on last night talking about the Lambert melee, and Perez was in there pretty hard. What made you go into bare knuckle as opposed to gloved like traditional boxing? What was that at your young age?
If we're being completely honest, I mean, I don't know if you guys know anything about boxing, but it's hard to get exposure out there when you first start in boxing, unless you just came out the Olympics or you got signed like a big contract. So like BKFC offers a lot of exposure, and and I can say the paycheck is pretty good too, and just I want to win a world title. I want to win a world title and head over to boxing.
Oh, okay.
It makes more sense to do it that way. I mean, I didn't go to the Olympics or anything like that. So if I win a world title and, head over to, glove boxing, pro boxing, then, automatically, I have a bigger name for myself. It makes more sense to do it that way.
Which is kind of the opposite of everybody else. It's, everyone else is coming over from glove sports. All the MMA fighters, all the boxers are coming over. Yeah. You go in the opposite route, which is pretty slick. I could see that.
Yeah.
You went through what was it, like 5 fights in a row though? Amateur, was it? Like just like one right after another?
Oh yeah. I was just because I just came off of like a layoff and stuff, and me and my coach talked about it. We said it's time to go pro, but we wanted to get just some rust out of it. So we just went. Oh, David Morgan.
Yeah.
We just went and my coach fought me back to back. Just to get that rust out and stuff. And then, he gets me top class sparring. We spar world champions. And, that's how we really got there. What's up, Brandon?
Yeah, you got a lot of people watching you right now. You obviously have a good fan base. You're a fairly quiet guy. I gotta admit, like you are making your name in a different way than some of these other guys in the modern day of social media and like getting out and like
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's. I think like all these guys are trying to call, and the way they're doing it is like it's corny. Like like I don't know how to say it. Like I don't know how to say it. Like it's just corny. Like me, I'm more of a okay. Everyone they're gonna call me out. They're gonna call me out regardless. They're gonna see me like I'm 3-0. They're gonna call me out. I'm just waiting for it. And listen, when I see you in the ring, then I'm gonna do all my talking there. That's really all it is. Like I'm gonna build my name up for myself without even having to say a lot.
that's good shit.
So when did you meet Ryan Perez? How did you guys link up? And
I literally just walked into a boxing gym. He was teaching his son. He's teaching his son some boxing lessons because my coach used to box back in the day too. And he literally saw me. I sparred like this kid. I think he was like 200 pounds. So I just jumped in the ring. I was just looking to work out or something. I sparred and I ended up knocking him out. And Ryan saw that and he, started training me. And we trained for my first amateur fight. And we just kept going from there.
And I noticed like he's critical of you even in wins, like which is I think is a great thing, because if you're a football fan, we're up in New England, and I'm not saying his demeanor is like Bill Belichick, but I feel like he has that thing where like he wants you to do so well that even when you win, he's like, oh, but you know what, you did this wrong and you did this wrong, so you're gonna have to work on that.
Like he'll give you your props where it's due, but he never makes you feel like you're the best or there's nothing to improve. Like you do not have nothing to improve. He always makes sure we can improve on this, we can improve on that, and that's what makes him such an amazing coach.
Right.
It doesn't make you feel he's not like one of these coaches that were like, oh, good job, don't worry about it, we'll do this, or the best ever. He doesn't do that bullshit. He's like, okay, you did good, but you need to focus on this now. We need to focus on this and this and this. And that's how we continue.
I love that. I actually love that. Being a New England guy, I don't know, like Ryan. I mean, Jarod, you're pretty young. So New England Patriots. I don't know if you knew this. They sucked fucking ass for years.
Yeah,
like
I football for a little bit.
Yeah. Me, I'm almost 40 years old, so I lived through the dark ages of the New England Patriots. Seeing Bill Belichick do what he did with that organization, it was like the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. And him pointing that out about the similarities between Ryan Perez and Bill Belichick, you got yourself a hell of a coach on your hand.
Yeah, because he's definitely, and his boxing IQ is just ridiculous. Like he could literally, like we never even seen Brandon fight a day in his life, and he already knew how we were gonna pick him apart and how we were gonna fight him, and he could just adapt on a dime. You know
what's funny is no one had ever seen Brandon fight before. I'm telling you, I had him on the show and I did a deep dive into that guy's career, and I couldn't find a single video on him. I couldn't find anything. So,
and if you want to be honest with you, that's what made it so intriguing. I guess that's what intrigued a lot of people about him too, is because like he was, Brandon's, he talks his shit and nobody's ever seen him fight. So I guess that made it that much more interesting.
And he's like 6'2" and like,
I think he's like 6'3". I don't know. He's tall. Listen, when I was next, I was like, damn, this is a tall motherfucker.
Yeah. The disparity in height, because we were there, we got to see it. It was a lot. I mean, you look tiny next to him, and then it was like David versus Goliath in there. I mean, obviously he's trying to weigh the same as you and everything, but he was much taller than you, and it showed. Like he was definitely much bigger, and he was screaming in your face and shit too. So that made it crazy.
Yeah.
It was. It was different. Nobody knew what was going to happen.
It was fun. It was, it was at the end of the day, it was fun. It was a different look, and
Oh yeah, man. So taking a look at your division here, you got Dat as the champ, you got Reggie, and that should be the fight, right? It should be Dat and Reggie. They haven't made that fight yet, but that should be the one. And then you got Johnny Bedford kind of like laying in the weeds there. Who knows if he's going to fight at 135 again or go up? Then it leaves you and Travis. So with that said, if you do fight Travis in June, the winner of that's got to.
I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna knock Travis out, and I fight whoever's next for the belt.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. If they make the Dat Reggie fight, you should fight the winner of that for sure.
Especially after I knock. Listen, nobody's ever knocked Travis out. I go knock him. I go knock him out. That sends a message to everyone.
Confidence is not running
Yeah.
short on this guy.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Hey, any of those fights are going to be a good draw too. I mean, everybody in that division, like from there on, from you on out, Travis Thompson, even. I mean, that's all those guys are going to be hitters. They're all down. They're all game. I mean, that Bedford Dat fight was awesome, and you know Reggie's down to bang. He's good too. I mean, he's like probably one of the oldest veterans in the beside him and Lorenzo. I mean, they got a ton of fights between them. So you got a good division there.
Like I said, like Travis, like okay, maybe he's I don't know. I mean, I never. The thing I see is like everyone says he's tough, but I don't think he's never took a punch from like someone that punches like me. Like you go ask anyone, like I hit hard as fuck. Like when you take a punch from me, you rethink. Like he thinks he's gonna come. That's his whole game plan. Like, I guess that's what he's known for, is coming forward and putting pressure. I'm gonna hit him one time. I guarantee he's not going to come forward no more.
Jarod, I saw a video where you hit one of those bar things, and it was like 966. I'm gonna tell you right now, boy. Just joking around. I am 75 pounds bigger than you, and I hit it 24 pounds less than you. I think you hit it 966 or something like that. And in the bar that I did it at, I hit it like 942 or something like that. And when I watched the video, I'm like, this 135 pounder fucking beat me by fucking 20 something. God damn it. So you hit hard, my friend. Yeah. So what are you up to tonight? You said you got some stuff going on. You moving on? We got to talk a little bit about your social media here. Let's talk about your social media. Where do people follow you and all that jazz?
You can follow me on Instagram at Jarod Kid Gatti Grant. You could. That's really the only social media platform I really use. And if you want to use Facebook, I use just my name, Jarod Grant. You'll find out.
All right.
So as he's fixing that, I don't know if we lost him. He kind of froze up there for a minute. There he goes. I think he's back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My phone died. So yeah, my phone died a little bit.
Nice. Okay. So your social media was, say that again, because it was kind of.
All right.
Yeah.
My Instagram is Jarod Kid Gatti Grant. And then that's the only platform I really use for social media. But if you guys want to look my name up on Facebook, also I'm there too.
Yeah, nice. I only see your fan page on there, Jarod Kid Gatti Grant. Is that all you got? A fan page?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's really the one I use as a social media platform. And then my Instagram's the main one I use.
Nice.
Well, I got to tell you that we are looking forward to getting down to Miami in June. You got 4 title fights on there. You got Beltran Shoemaker. You got Palomino Goodjohn. You got Thiago Alves and Yuli Diaz, and you got Lombard Riggs. You're going to be on that card. You already told us. Which one of those are you looking forward to the most?
I'm looking to the Yuli and Thiago fight. I'm looking to that one, and the Luis Palomino and Tyler Goodjohn fight. Those are my 2 I'm really interested in.
It's going to be a great card.
Hell yeah, man. And they said they're going to add 3 women's fights on there. And you know that the women are always bringing some crazy shit, man. I don't know what it is about the ladies in BKFC, but there's one speed and it's 150 miles per hour at all times. So
yeah.
So that card is fixing to be something special, man. We hope to see you on there.
No, I'll definitely be on there.
Nice. Well, we'll be there.
I'll see you guys there.
All right, Mike. What do you got?
I'm good, man. Thanks for coming on the show, Jarod.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, buddy.
Oh, if I
have
can
a good
shout a couple.
Go ahead. Do all your shout outs.
Yeah, I just want to shout my sponsors, Fusion CBD, Onward, my coach Ryan Perez, Bobby Henry, that's really it. Oh, and my manager Nelson.
We threw him down there at the bottom. We got Fusion CBD Onward. We got the fighting news. What is the fighting
Oh,
news?
and the fighting news. I'm sorry, I forgot. There's so
What
many
is the
things I'm forgetting.
What is the fighting news? What is that?
The fighting. Oh, and the fighting lore. The fighting news. They were people who took pictures. They're photographers who took pictures of me throughout my whole amateur career, and they helped me giving me shirts and just sponsoring, just getting my name out there. So I really thank them for that.
Nice.
And the fighter's lawyer, I'm gonna guess he's a lawyer that that he represents lawyers. I mean, represents fighters. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from?
He actually I mean, we actually bumped into each other. He saw me fight, and he liked the way, he liked my fighting style and stuff, and we became cool. We became cool, and him and my coach talked a little bit and stuff, and he supports me. I support him.
Awesome.
Yeah. And you got a family? You got kids and stuff?
Hello?
Do you got a family? You got kids?
I don't have a family or kids. Well, I don't have a family of my own. I have my mom's side and stuff. I don't have a family of my own or anything.
Right.
All right, my man.
All right. Well,
we know you're short on time. We appreciate you coming on, and we can't wait to see you in June, my friend.
All right, can't wait to see you guys. Thank you for having me.
All right, thanks. Take it easy. Bye-bye. Yep, short interview with the man, Kid Gatti. LOL, Mike says short and sweet. He said he had 20 minutes with us, people. I know that seems short, but it is what it is. He said he had 20 minutes, and we respect everybody's wishes. But very cool dude, man. And he's like about the most exciting fighter once he gets in the ring. He's gonna be right up there for a title fight pretty soon.
David Morgan, get me on the show soon. David Morgan.
Anytime you want to come on.
Yeah, we basically already kind of told David Morgan that he can come on the show, and we are not lying. I think we've just been going bonkers over here. All over the damn place. I told Kyle before the show that he's going to have to do the show by himself because I'm going to go to bed. And then I walked away.
Dude,
but I came back for the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that you guys supporting us and watching us every time that we're on is awesome because we have been burning the candle at both ends lately. And we are full-time. We're full-time in the military and also doing this, and we're traveling, and we went to Birmingham and all that shit, man. It's like it's all catching up. I got kids' birthdays. My 6-year-old got bit by a German Shepherd in his ass the other day. I mean, we had that going on. So you know what I mean? It's like we're doing our shit. We love it, man. Joe Ivy says it's fun. Yeah, it's fun. Sure, it's fun. Not it's fucking with you.
What Ryan Perez said, no one beat Jarod at 135. I don't know.
No one. He probably means no one will beat Jarod at 135.
Oh, got it. I was like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Mentioned that somebody beat him or something.
You know what I mean? Jarod is a beast, and we saw that. We've seen it 3 times now.
Yeah.
And when you look at that division,
no one beats. Got it.
Right. You look at that division. You got Dat Nguyen, and he is a established champion holding traditional boxer. He is a champion in boxing. He came over and he won the belt from Johnny Bedford. Johnny Bedford is a fucking legend. He's brutal Johnny Bedford. But then you really look at that division and you got Travis Thompson, who is a beast himself, and then Jarod Kid Gatti Grant. Other than that, no offense to anybody else, we haven't seen enough of them. We haven't seen enough of David Diaz. We haven't seen enough of the Viking. Really, it's them. It's a group of 4. And it might even be actually in Reggie Barnett. I mean,
is Johnny Bedford going to stick around or is he going to move?
That's what I was going to say. It's not even a group of 4 or 5. It might just be a group of 4 because Johnny Bedford was hinting that he's going up to 145 and he's staying up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
And Joe Ivy is telling us that Kamaru Usman's brother is making his way to the ring right now.
Well, that's nice.
Oh, that's good. I'm going to put that on my tablet while we talk because, Mike, why don't we talk a little bit about BKFC 17?
Let's do it. I think that it was a fantastic event. I had a fun going there. We talked about that yesterday. You know, we got down to the old press row there, and we got to meet with some fighters, which was fun. We got to meet some managers, which was fun. And then the fight started, and I'm pretty sure if anybody watched this, 10 out of 10 fights, none of them made it to the final bell. Not a single one.
Not a one, folks. They all were stoppages.
TKOs and KOs. That's it. I mean, that is how ridiculously entertaining that this sport is. It's going to catch on. People are going to find out.
DJ Tony says best show so far. Crowd was so loud. I agree, man. That crowd was going crazy. And you know what, DJ Tony? You can attribute that to a guy named Zach Kalmas and Bobo O'Bannon, because honestly, up until that fight, yes, there were knockouts, and yes, there were some exciting fights, but it wasn't until Bobo O'Bannon and Zach Kalmas went out there, the Gloucester boy himself, straight out of Massachusetts. They came out there and they put on a motherfucking classic. It was unbelievable. And to see that kid get knocked down, get back up, get knocked down, get back up. How many times did you think he was done?
I thought he was
4 times.
I think it was the second time that he dropped that I was like, oh, I don't know if he gets up or not. I think it was the second time. And then the third time I thought he wasn't getting up. And then the fourth time I was like, this is over. I think actually he's dead. But he got up, and then he was going to keep fighting. If they didn't stop the fight, he was going to keep fighting. So he may have fought to the death. He would have fought to the death.
He really did.
He would have.
And I want to, did he get saved by, I mean, he didn't get saved by the bell, but he got knocked down at the bell on one of those rounds.
Yes.
And we're like, it's over. It's over. He stood up like the Undertaker.
A little fly here, man.
Put his hands up, and they allowed him to walk to his corner. And we're like, and everybody there was like, is it over? We didn't know. Like, because he was so fucking down at the end of that round. And that kid got up, man. He went to his corner. And we're like, holy shit, they're coming out for another one. Oh my God. All respect to that kid, man. He is. And if you guys don't know who Zach Kalmas is, you need to go look him up, follow him on Instagram. I wish I knew his handles right now. I'd share them. Follow Zach, man. We spent some time with him in the afternoon before that fight. What a fucking awesome dude that guy is. Straight. He is your typical Boston kid, but he's Gloucester. He's from Gloucester. Awesome. And he's like, he was bullied growing up. He was the fat kid with curly hair, as he said. I was that fat kid with curly hair that everybody bullied on the way up. He had like a fucking stutter, and he had like an eye twitch. He like everything that was fuel for a bully to be a bully, he had. And he fought through that shit, man. And now look at him.
And you know what? And then he fought a guy, and Bobo O'Bannon, who is the exact opposite of those type of people. The nicest guy that you'll ever meet, you'll ever see. I mean, this guy and his
he would never bully anybody ever.
Never. But he'll punch you in the face. He punches people in the face for a living, but he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. It's the coolest thing ever. They're starting a GoFundMe for Zach Kalmas for some, I think it's a tooth issue.
Right there in the
comments. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Brittany. There's Brittany right there. Yeah, look at that. I mean, like, holy shit. So I mean, think about that. That is some real cool shit that they're doing for Zach Kalmas, and you got to talk to Bobo O'Bannon after the fight, which was pretty damn cool. Guy is awesome.
Nothing but great things to say about his opponent. That's what, like you just said, Zach came from this story, but then you said he fought the guy that would never bully anybody ever. You know what I mean? Like, Bobo is the nicest person you'll ever meet in your life. Yep. Yeah. And DJ Tony says Bobo O'Bannon, aka Jesus. That's right. The guy's the nicest most kind-hearted, genuine fucking person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
And like, he might be this, Zach might be on the same wavelength as him, but in a different way, like
On a different level.
Like Bobo will not curse. He said, he's like the nicest, like sweetest dude ever. Zach will swear, and because he's a typical Boston dude, but he doesn't. He wouldn't want to hurt anybody unless he's getting paid in a ring to do it. You know what I mean? It's like he's fighting for everybody. He's fighting for everybody that went through the same shit that he went through. He said that to me. And then he's like, dude, that motherfucker. Like, I wish we could have kept the camera on. We did about a 10-minute interview with Zach, and everybody should go check it out, man. It's on our Facebook. It's on our YouTube. It was a good 8-minute, an 8-minute conversation. Once the camera went off, that dude opened up with us, and he's like, man, this and that. He's talking about his shoes. He's talking about everything in my house is broken. I got some issues, I lose my shit and I break stuff in my house. My TV's broken. I broke my TV. I'm like, how the fuck you break a TV? He goes, I punched it. And I'm like, you punched your TV? He's like, yep. Then I went outside and I started stripping my roof. I'm like, what? He started stripping your roof. He goes, yep. Next thing you know, half my roof has no shingles. And now I'm on my way to Home Depot buying shingles. Reshingled my whole fucking house one day.
Yep. Like, just goes to work. Guy's a powerhouse.
Yeah. And then he's like, do you know about sharks? We're like,
oh,
yeah, we know about sharks. But do you really know about sharks? Do you know how deep a shark goes before it goes up and catches a seal?
Right.
Mike, how far down is
was it 400?
400 meters.
400 meters. So, and he isn't on YouTube. Well, we'll upload it to YouTube.
We'll upload it. It might be on just on Facebook.
You know what it was, Dickman Dickelheimer? What we did was, because we were there and we were doing it live, so like we went, fuck it, we'll do it live. And that's what we did. Well, not really. We actually, all those interviews were done, recorded, and then we put them up.
The interview's hilarious too. Because when I start the interview, he pulls the microphone out of my hand.
He does pulls it right out of your hand.
Takes it from me and he's talking. I'm like, well, okay, I don't have a microphone anymore.
So what happened was, we were at the weigh-ins. We made a bunch of appointments with the fighters. They were in the hotel next to us. So we went over there. We got a spot outside, and then we would get the fighter, bring them out, and then do that, and then, do the interview. And then after those interviews, we had about 2 hours to get food, load all that stuff up, edit it, share it to Facebook, and then get in the car and ride over to the fights. Like, we did all that so quick. So we will get it up on YouTube. It's just me and Kyle, man.
Hey, so all right, let's talk a little bit about. We talked about Bobo and Zach. We talked about Lambert. I mean, we talked about Red Washington and Ryan Jones.
Ryan Jones. Yep.
We talked about that last night. Let's talk about Lorenzo Hunt and Josh Dyer.
Yeah, because I see Roger Hunnell over here, and I know
he's in there.
His name is sort of like my name. And he's pumped for the tryouts. Roger Hunnell, Michael Hunnell. People call me Hunnell. Sometimes it's happened.
Roger, and which tryouts are you going to be at? Are you going to be at the May 29th tryouts? Answer us in the comments. Right. I'm looking forward to going to those if we can get up there.
Roger's training with Lorenzo.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And they're on the beach. They're hitting pads. And I know he's training with them. So I know he signed. Who did he sign with?
Who, Roger Hunnell?
Yeah, he signed with BKM. Maybe I don't want to mislabel you there. So anyways, Lorenzo Hunt. I don't know. Do you want to play the? You caught up with Lorenzo?
Yeah, go ahead. Hey, this is an exclusive interview that I did with him after the fights.
All right, here we go.
All right, we're here with the juggernaut Lorenzo Hunt once again doing his goddamn thing at BKFC 17. I can't say I'm surprised, man. How'd it go?
Holy shit, Josh Dyer, they should change his name to the Nightmare. He kept getting up like a bad fucking dream. I'm like, bro, I literally said to myself, if he get up again, I'm killing him. I literally, it came to my mind. I said, this dude was strong as hell. I appreciate that he took the fight. I knew he had a lot of heart, but in my deep down, I knew he did not have the skill to match me. Heart is one thing, skill is something totally different.
This puts you at 6-1 in BKFC, correct?
Yes,
You are the top dog, the top of the heap. What is next?
Top dog. I am the top of the pile. It's up to the promotion. Wherever they go, wherever state they go, wherever they drop down, I will fly to that motherfucker and whoop somebody's ass. It is what it is. That's why I brought a cape.
Hell yeah. Last question. How is your hands? Are you healthy? Are you going to be trying to get right back in there?
Catch him with an uppercut that caught me right on one knuckle. Maybe 2 weeks, but yeah, I'll be getting right back in there. I'm a monster. I do this for a living. I love it, and this is my show. This is my house.
You are the man, Lorenzo. You look like an evil wizard tonight, and I love it.
Super dude.
Great job. Thank you.
Hey, I can't wait to see the pictures when I jumped over the dude. I know they got some pictures of that.
Dude, how can anybody not love Lorenzo Hunt? That fucking dude, I swear to God, he's the best. I swear, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. He's
He
awesome.
should be fighting for the title, period.
He should.
I don't give a shit.
He absolutely should. If that Hector Lombard Joe Riggs fight is for the 195 title, like I think it is, that's a fucking travesty, and it could just be a product of the timeline, because they already had Lorenzo fighting Josh Dyer here in the end of April, so June didn't make sense for Lorenzo to fight for a title. But if they were going to put a title on the fucking line at 195 pounds, good Lord Almighty, what is that guy Lorenzo Hunt not doing in that fucking fight, man? He is the most charismatic, the fucking nicest guy. Everybody likes to think that he's like this arrogant guy, but he really is not. He's like he's just a genuine good dude. One of the best fighters out there, one of the best athletes out there. His walkouts to the ring are fire every single time. His robe that he wears to the ring, he airbrushes his previous knockout on every single robe, and then he auctions them off for a cause. And like the last one was for autism, and I don't know what this one's for, but it's like, come on, man. Just you watch that video, watch that interview. What do you think of him?
He's awesome, man. Every time we talk to him, he's awesome. And like, we'll see him and he'll be like, "Hey guys, anytime you want to talk to me, anytime I'll talk to you." And nothing but compliments. Always wants to help out. Always wants to come on anyone's show. I mean, he's just a nice guy through and through, and he's an ultimate badass, man. He's just like, I was going to say he's the ultimate fighter. So I was like, oh, that kind of is already taken. I want to use that.
Yeah, you can't use that. You'll get sued.
He's a fucking badass dude, and he is the guy. I think he's going to be a champion, and I would love to see it. He deserves it. He's a hard worker. I see that guy always out. I mean, as you say all the time, Kyle, you turn on your phone. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work.
He's live.
If I put on, he's live on Facebook. So
he's in a parking garage somewhere doing like handstand push-ups,
right,
while people are shadow boxing behind him. Like, he really is. And Kamaru Usman's brother just got killed to death.
Yeah.
Joe Ivy says got killed to death.
Yeah.
DJ Tony says Lorenzo's his favorite fighter. He really is, man. But you got to give Dyer his props, man. He got dropped 4 times in that fight, and Josh Dyer's tough as nails, man. Strong as hell. Like, the kid's built like a fucking brick wall. We did an interview with him earlier in the day. He was sitting next to me. I'm a 200-pound dude, and it always amazes me. Like, I feel like I look smaller than him. You know what I mean? I don't know how that is. 100, although he was 195 pounds, but whatever. We're about the same size, but he looked way, way bigger than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's fucking brick.
He's a big boy, and he took a lot of shots, and he got knocked down, like you said, 4 times. He just kept getting up. He just couldn't see. at the end, it seemed. And at one point, I could not figure out what the hell was going on because it was on the other side of the ring. But I guess he was trying to get contacts and put his contacts in.
Yeah, he lost a contact, which amazed me because in a lot of states you can't wear contacts in a combat sports ring, whether it be a cage or a boxing ring or whatever. But in Alabama, I guess you can wear contacts, dude, which is strange because shit like that can happen. Your contact falls out and you're fucking scrambling and you're blind in one eye and all this fucking weird shit happens. I don't know. That was a strange, it was a strange like series of events there in that fight. And then Lorenzo ended up finishing him off in, I want to say the fourth round.
Right.
Fourth round. So Dyer's a beast, man. He went 4 rounds with Lorenzo. Co-main. Let's talk about co-main. Our guy, dude. Mike Richmond, the Marine.
Yeah. Well, before we talk about him, so here's a question. How does this event measure up to the other event we attended? So the Knucklemania and this, for me,
I feel like I know that DJ Tony has been saying that this is the best one yet, but I feel like Knucklemania was something special, man.
It was very exciting. They were both super exciting, I have to say, but Knucklemania might have edged it out a little bit.
The Taylor,
it was,
but the Singala Starling fight and the Dat Bedford fight, those 2 fights right there,
yeah,
were fucking classics. They were something to be talked about for years on end. This event had 10 finishes.
Yep.
I can't think of any other fight besides the Bobo Kalmas fight that we'll be talking about 6 months from now. Do you agree with me?
Yeah. That was like a battle back and forth. Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other fight. A lot of them ended really quick. They happened so fast. A lot of them ended in the first round. So there was no there was some good knockouts. Awesome, very exciting. But I know what you're saying. Like the other ones, like they lasted the fight, so it was a little more time, and it really embedded in your mind the battle back and forth. You're like, oh my god, who's winning this fight? You're going back and forth.
Mike, you think about Knucklemania. You got the Starling Singala.
Yep.
Classic. Bedford Dat. Classic. And then you had the debut of Paige Van Zandt.
Yep.
And Britton Hart. Actually, I mean, absolutely the coming out show of Britton Hart, even though it was her 5th fight or whatever it was, her 4th fight, 5th fight, Britton Hart had been around, but Britton Hart come out there and she put on a performance that people recognize her for the talent that she is against a girl that they thought that was coming over from the UFC, this pretty blonde girl, with her OnlyFans. And Chris Lee, dude. Oh, thank you, Dickman, dude. And Chris Lieben finishing Quentin Henry twice in one fight. The first one was a finish. We already talked about this many times. That first one was a finish, and then he finished him again.
Yes.
Knucklemania had too many memories to be overtaken by this one. And I love this.
And the Brandon Lambert Grant, because we were like so amped up to see what would happen. And Drew Lipton fought before that, and we met Drew Lipton. And he was like one of the first people to like come on the Mission Accomplished, and we met him and we did an interview. So I feel like that was a little bit better.
Yeah, Tony's saying he meant crowd wise. Okay, yeah, I'll agree with that. The crowd was louder in Alabama. The crowd was definitely louder in Alabama, and it could be because there was more people there. Because you remember how few people were in the Knucklemania.
Oh
arena?
Yeah, it was like sparse, but that's how it is now.
It was so strange that it was such a big event. It was such a big to do with the Lieben's retirement fight, Paige Van Zandt's debut, the title fight with Bedford. The Brandon Lambert coming out show after nobody's ever seen him fight before. It was like, I mean, and people don't want to admit that, but people were looking forward to Brandon Lambert fighting that night.
Yes.
Whether he could fight or not. They just wanted to see what the hell this guy is. He made so much noise on the internet. So there was a lot of noise all the way through the whole goddamn thing. Plus, and like DJ Tony just said it again, he's in the comments saying it was Super Bowl weekend. It was unbelievable, dude.
Don't we know it was Super Bowl weekend? It took us an hour to get to the friggin' RP funding, the first
RP
day, and the
Funny
second
Center.
day it took us about an hour and 45 minutes because the damn traffic was ridiculous over there.
The RP Funny Center where my dad graduated from high school.
Yeah, very weird. That's a weird. Well, how
Yeah.
weird is that? What a random story. But
Yeah.
let's go back. Let's get back to talking about
Let's do it. Can I
Mike.
just say, hold on, time out. The guy that just knocked out, the guy that just finished Usman's brother
Yeah.
looks like a giant Chris Weidman relative with a giant snake tattoo on his chest. You'll see it. You'll see it when you see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm watching it. This TV in front of me. So Mike Richmond and Marcel Stamps. Marcel Stamps, very tall.
6'3".
Yep. Has a 10-inch reach advantage on
Richmond.
Mike. And then he in the weigh-ins, they get face to face, you know, and then all of a sudden Marcel Stamps decides that he's gonna do one of those. And I think Mike Richmond moved as much as my microphone just did right now. So that right there, as Kyle said yesterday, he thinks the mind games right there may have played a little bit of factor moving into the next day. Marcel Stamps might have been thinking like, oh shit, like, you know, that dude didn't even hit. Where is his soul? You know, he didn't move. And I don't know, this guy's been to war, and he may have lost his soul out there on the battlefield. I'm going to tell you, not many things will probably make you move after you've been fired at. You know, I just, you know, the guy is cool as a cucumber all the time, no matter where he is. He could be in a weigh-in, he could be in a fight, he could be in a walkout, he could be in the strip club, he could be eating sushi. It doesn't matter where he is. He's got the same fucking demeanor. It doesn't change.
Demeanor. You know what? And like, you know, and remember when we had Keith Richardson on and he said that the only thing that gets him as excited as fighting in a cage or a ring is a firefight. I feel like Mike Richmond might be one of those guys. If you get your kicks off of bullets flying by your head, you're a different breed.
Yeah.
And Mr. Mike Richmond did 3 tours in Iraq in like a 2-year period, or like 3 years and a year, and 3 tours in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And in Fallujah, dude, Fallujah is like
of all places.
Yeah, Fallujah is the spot of all spots when you want to fucking go to war.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want to go ahead and get some war on, you go to Fallujah back in those times, man. So like you said, somebody on a stage with in their underwear flinching at you, you know, stepping to you like that, that ain't gonna do anything to a guy with nerves like him. And we went out with him afterwards. We hung out with Mike pretty extensively for a couple few hours. That fucking dude has the same demeanor all night long.
Very chill.
Night long.
Thought he was a great guy.
Amazing dude, man.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing guy. And you know what? He cracked him. I think he hit him with he led with a right and then cracked him with a left hand.
Left right to the temple.
Yeah, it was amazing, man.
The old same old demeanor, just kind of was like, oh, I knocked him down.
He was like,
I'm just gonna walk back over here for a second.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Another day in the office.
Just another day in the office.
Oh, what is it? Wednesday? I guess I'll walk back over to my side till he stands up.
Yeah, back to the
no big
club
deal.
I go.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. He was acting the same way that I was crazier than he was, and I barely was moving. So,
yeah.
Guy's cool. Cool guy.
And then we met him and his brother. His brother looked just like him, but Mike kept telling me, you know, it's not him. It doesn't look anything like him. Mike's got a mustache.
Yeah. I mean, his brother wears a hat. I mean, they clearly don't look anything alike. It's like the craziest thing. I kept telling Kyle, they don't look anything alike. His brother. So first of all, Mike has a mustache. He doesn't. And his brother wears a hat. And so I don't think that, you know.
Dickman,
I'll just make it back up here.
We will
Did you do that?
He just put it up again. We will put it on there, buddy. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think you did.
Oh no, maybe not. Maybe I did. I'm a fucking asshole. Sorry.
I think you're way up in the comments.
Maybe you should fucking calm way down. Maybe you should calm way down, Mike.
So that's it. Marcel Stamps gets TKO'd, supposedly hurt his arm too. So I don't say that to be an asshole. I just don't know what happened. Honestly, I saw him holding his arm.
Wait, before we go to the main event, we gotta dial it back to Izatula Kakar and Chris Sorrow.
Oh,
we skipped that one. Is
Yeah.
Attila Kakar. If anybody doesn't know the story of Kakar,
We're gonna have this. We're gonna get this guy on.
we're gonna get him
He's gonna tell a
on.
story.
Yeah, dude. He's from Pakistan. He's a refugee. The motherfucker has the most incredible story in the world about how his journey to get to the United States, and then boom, he's in BKFC, fighting Chris Sarro. And we like Chris Sarro. Like Chris Sarro has been on this show. We've done multiple interviews with him. We met up with him the day of the fight. He was ultra confident, and Chris and him went out there and went to fucking town on each other.
You want freaking bananas
For 1 minute. That's all it took.
Yeah, Chris Sarro caught Kakar, and somebody pointed this out in one of the pictures that the way the cameraman is over the fence in the background, he's lines up with Kakar, the back of Kakar's head. So if you see Sarro, the way he's punching Kakar straight in the face, it almost looks like Kakar's head is like blowing up backwards. I gotta find this picture and share it because it's pretty cool. But yeah, he had him. I mean, the dude was doing fucking spin moves and shit, and somehow and he had a jacked up arm too, and he just happened to catch him with the left, and right on that button.
Yeah, and it was crazy because like after they fought, you know how like most guys in a competition, the one that loses the fight, if he's a good sport, he'll raise the other guy's arm or hug him or whatever. Chris Sarro goes over there and raises his arm, and you could see the pain in Kakar's face. Like he was like, "No!" What the
yes.
fuck?
And then Sarro looked at the camera.
Man, he was like,
he like made that face.
He was like,
and then, then Kakar came over to like give him his left hand. Like, oh, my bad, dude. I didn't mean to be an asshole, but like my fucking arm hurts really bad.
I can't hear you, Mike. Hold on.
And then what he did was he took the can of Tiger Life and smashed it against his head a couple of times too. Kakar did. And then I heard he was like very emotional in the back, crying and all that, which he should. He's been through a lot. So
right.
And I want to hear that entire story from beginning to end. So like that guy's got a story to tell, and we got to let him tell it.
We promised to get him on here. And then the last thing we got to talk about of the night was earlier in the night, Zach Almas fought Bobo Bannon. And the reason why he fought Bobo Bannon because Dylan Kleckler fell out of the main event fight against Josh Burns. Frank Tate was supposed to fight Zach Almas. Frank Tate moves up to the main event. He gets a shot at Josh Burns in his hometown of Birmingham, Alabama. My goodness, could the stars align any better for Frank Tate? He had lost to Dylan Kleckler in the past at Total Line. He lost to Dylan Kleckler. So he has a loss to the guy who fell out of the main event. He goes and replaces him. They had been talking about Dylan Kleckler versus Josh Burns. Winner of that gets a title shot against the winner of Shoemaker and Joey Beltran. Right? He gets a shot. He goes in there and he puts on an absolute masterful performance against Josh Burns. Yes, Josh Burns kept sticking his head out there. Josh Burns had approximately zero head movement that whole fight. And we love Josh Burns, but no offense to him. I don't know what he was doing. He was not moving. He was not moving his head.
He was just leading with his head a lot.
You're right. He was just leading with his head. He was leaving it out there. And Frank Tate was using his immense size and his long length. He kept popping him with the jab and even putting that open hand and just pushing Josh Burns' head out, just measuring him up and then bopping him with that right hand. And he kept landing it over and over and over again. And he was demolishing Josh's left side of his face with that right hand. What did you think about that? I'll be honest. I thought Josh Burns was going to win. Going in there, I didn't know too much about Frank Tate. But then we saw him at the weigh-ins and we were like,
yes,
that dude's enormous. That dude is enormous. He's wearing Mike Tyson trunks. He's wearing all black shoes. He's looking like Tyson out there. I don't know, man. Tell me what you thought, Mike, because I was like, wow. It was wow.
So for me, it was like I didn't know, like you said, much about Frank Tate before he fought Josh Burns. And we've seen Josh Burns fight before. We saw him knock out Chris Sarro. We know he has heavy hands. And I've seen other Josh Burns fights too, so I know he's pretty durable. He's a pretty durable guy, but he does have he has gotten cut in a few fights. I feel like 2 or 3 fights I've seen him get cuts. I've seen a fight get stopped because of the cut. So I was like, I don't know what possibly can happen, and I really didn't know. So yes, going into the weigh-ins, I thought Josh Burns is probably going to have this fight, right? We get to the weigh-ins, and like you said, he's massive. Frank Tate is huge, okay? But then we walked outside to go back to the van, to go back to our hotel room, and we saw Frank Tate standing outside. Now, what kind of truck do you have, Kyle?
Dodge Ram.
Dodge Ram. How high do you say the front of the truck is, the hood in the front? How high do you think that is up? 5 feet?
Yeah, at least 5 feet. It's
5 feet? Okay, well, Frank Tate is like head and shoulders above that fucking thing, okay? When I walk up to it, I'm like just like this, you know what I mean? Like right over the top. Like I might have to like pull myself up to look in the engine. This guy can just walk up and be like, hey, what's going on in here? And like lean over, look around and shit, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He needs to get something out of the car. He doesn't have to open up the door. Put it that way. He's fucking huge, man. And I said, oh, geez. When I saw him outside and we walked by him, I said, this dude is massive, man.
Mike, did you know what his reach? He has an 84-inch reach. He has an 84-inch reach.
So when I saw that outside, I thought in my head, like, Josh Burns is going to be
in
trouble with this guy. Whether or not he wins or not, if he can get on the inside, that's great. But just as what happened, you know, he kept him at length, you know, and he used his reach beautifully. And dude, he's a massive guy. I mean, Kyle, we got this video of you talking to him, and he makes you look like a lollipop kid. For real. Like, I'm telling you, he's huge. Like, I swear to God, your head like comes up into his armpit.
Yeah, no, afterwards, like you said, we have this interview where I talked to him after the fight, and humble as hell, dude. Humble as all hell. The guy is the nicest dude ever. Like, he was just, you know, I asked him about it. I was like, man, there you are in your hometown. You're from Birmingham, Alabama. Dylan Kleckler falls out. Man, how fucking excited were you that you got to be in the main event in front of your hometown? He goes, man, it didn't make a difference whether I'd be the first fight on the night, middle of the card, or the main event. As long as I'm fighting, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, but it had to be a little special, you know, whatever I said. I was trying to like build it up a little bit because it was special, dude.
It was
for him to get an opportunity to be in the main event and finish Josh Burns, which puts him right up in the conversation. Like maybe Frank Tate fights well, no, you know what? I think they're going to make Arnold Adams versus Mick Terrell. To be honest with you, I've been seeing some things and hearing some things. I think Mick Terrell and Arnold Adams, AJ Adams, are going to be matched up soon, and the winner of that will probably fight the winner of Beltran Shoemaker. If I'm maybe I'm way off, but I think Mick Terrell is no fucking joke. AJ Adams is no joke. Those two are absolute monsters. If they're fighting, the winner of that gets the winner of the winner of the Beltran fight. But Frank Tate has planted his flag in the conversation for right up there in the title talks, dude. And like we said earlier, Dylan Kleckler, Josh Burns was supposed to be a title eliminator.
Right.
It was supposed to be. The winner of that was supposed to fight the winner of Beltran Shoemaker. You know, Kleckler falls out. You get Frank Tate, who really doesn't have any he has no right being in the title talks yet at the time. But then he gets into the ring with Josh Burns. He puts on a fucking beautiful performance. Absolutely owns every minute of the entire fight. Maybe I'm just like not remembering, but do you remember Frank Tate ever being in any kind of trouble at all in that fight? Did Burns land anything significant on him?
Not that I can remember. I never one time did it. I'm always hoping for a nice competitive fight. You know what I mean? Like I like, yeah, sure. When I watch fights and stuff, like I could be biased in my own head and you know what I mean? Like I'm rooting for someone to win or whatever. But in this fight, I really didn't have a dog in the fight, so to say, you know? So I really was hoping that, they just fight it out. Like I was like, as I like to see Tate's, beating Josh Burns' ass. I like to see Burns come back and catch him with something and maybe put him in danger. And then maybe the round's over and it comes back. Like that's what I want to see.
It was one side.
It was pretty much one side. I don't remember ever like being like, oh, it's going to go this way. It's going to go that way. I just kept thinking like, oh, Burns is going to end up catching him. And then it's going to be, but it just never happened. So
what should happen? It should, if they're going to make Mick Terrell and AJ Adams, then they should whatever happened. And it was a leg injury to Dylan Kleckler. It was a hamstring,
I think. Yep.
Hamstring. Soon as Dylan's ready, Tate, Dylan. It should be Kleckler and Tate next, and AJ Adams and Mick Terrell. Those are the fights to make. Now Joe Ivy. Now and let's just round that out. Congratulations to Frank Tate. Unbelievable performance, stepping in there on 4 days notice to go from an undercard to be the third or fourth fight on the night to main event and put on the performance he did in front of his hometown. That crowd was blowing the roof off that fucking place for him. You know what I mean? He had his support there. It was amazing.
Yeah, he came out to Sweet Home Alabama.
Sweet Home Alabama. And DJ Tony says he didn't play that song too much, but I'm pretty sure he played it about 18 fucking times.
Yeah, I think I counted 19, but yeah, you might 19, be right.
Maybe
19
20
times he played it.
Maybe 25
over
times.
and over and over. And we had to tell him, you got to stop playing this song. It's getting played out. And then Frank Tate's got to walk out to it at the end of the show. Everyone's going to be sick and tired of it. We don't ruin his walkout, guy. Come on.
Yeah. DJ Tony, I don't care. I don't care how much you say.
No, two times.
He says 2 times.
2 times 9.
Maybe like 2 times. Yeah, 2 times fucking
2 times
7.
9.
Yeah. All I heard was that shit.
Yeah, it was
Bobo's up in here. What up, Bobo?
Hey,
Bobo.
What's up, Bobo? You missed it. We were saying really good things about you. I cried.
Yeah, I cried. Mike cried.
We all cried.
Joe Ivy cried. Everybody cried. But Joe Ivy would like to. She's in the comments right now. Joe Ivy's in the comments. She says she would like to know our thoughts on Faria. What are they doing with Faria in July? Mike, what do you think they're doing with Faria in July? Because I do not know the answer to this. Because Mike and I are 97% sure that she's not fighting Britain Hart.
Yeah.
She's not fighting Britain Hart. So I don't know what the hell they're doing. What do you think they're doing?
I am like you said. I mean, we don't have any actual proof or anything to share with people of why we think that, but we think that. So you believe us or not. But I think that
you're gonna make us
but
one of the best people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah,
right,
I'm really wondering who they're gonna throw in there because so right now we don't know when Paige Van Zandt is gonna fight.
Right. So
I know it was teased a little while back. I'm thinking Paige Van Zandt is gonna fight on the July card.
Right. Let's do process of elimination. Let's do process of elimination. Paige is probably fighting Rachel Ostovich, right? Right. Britain. Who do you think Britain's fighting?
Jenny Savage. That's what I think.
Jenny Savage. Okay, so let's just say that. Jenny Savage in Britain. We don't know, and anybody that's watching this, we don't know this. DJ Tony says fucking Misfit and Naja. I doubt it.
I think that would be a horrible way to sign somebody. You know, if somebody has 5 fights, she's the first woman fighter to sign for 5 fights, and she's only like 19 years old. If they put her up against Faria and she gets her friggin' head smashed in, 4 more fights she's got to have. Everyone's going to be like, well, we already seen her get her ass kicked really bad. And not that no one's going to want to watch it, but I feel like that's just not a good idea to start somebody's career off, you know?
No, I don't think it's going to be Naja. No. But okay, yeah. Let's just keep playing this game that we're playing. If they're going to do Paige Van Zandt versus if they're going to do Paige versus Rachel.
Yep.
And just say Britain versus
Savage.
Savage or Maya, right? Whatever the other girl, Maya. That would
Uh-huh.
make sense. That would make sense too. So it's one of those two. So they're out. They're all out.
They're
Does that
out.
does
Okay.
that leave Pearl Gonzalez?
Pearl Gonzalez.
Does that leave Christine Faria versus Pearl Gonzalez for a
Yep.
125-pound title?
I think so. And I think because
How would Pearl Gonzalez deserve a title shot on her debut against Christine Faria?
I don't know.
Riddle me that, Batman.
Do we know for sure it'll be a title shot? I know it said
I don't know.
maybe,
She
but
said for a title. I don't know.
it could be. And I think because she has experience in fighting. And that's all I can think of is she has a record coming in. You know what
She
I mean?
does.
So you
She
know
does.
that she
fought some
has
killers,
fought.
yeah.
We're not dealing with somebody who's never fought before, or at least we've never seen fight before. So you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like that's something that could happen there.
That's
think
a
you
rough
might be
one.
right.
You know what, dude? That's what I think it is. And now people are in the comments. I don't know if I said it before. These people are saying it in the comments, but I'm going to take all the credit for it, DJ. I'm going to take all the credit for it, Joe Ivy. You guys can all take the back seat to me because it's my show and it's me and Mike and then you. So fuck you guys. Just joking. Love you all. Nah, man. I think that makes sense to me. I don't know, man.
No,
There's
it
no
does
more
make
hell.
sense.
There's no more Helen Peralta. There's no more fucking Beck Rollins. There's no more. You know what I mean? Like, but listen.
I heard there was
Hey,
rumblings that
hold
Beck was
up.
going to
Time
come
out.
back. Did you hear that?
Time out. I screenshot something that I saw on somebody's post the other night.
Okay.
No, somebody posted something. Where the fuck did I see it? Right here. Okay. Right here.
Real quick, Susan Walker. Hey, am I drinking milk? No, I think everybody should know that if you see something in my cup, even though it may look like milk, it might be milk, but there has to be alcohol inside of it.
Right.
During the show, we just have a drink because we worked all day. So no, this is the White Russian, like I said before, on the other show.
Listen, Joe Ivy just used the word titillating.
Titillating.
I think she just wanted to say tit, but hold on, Mike.
Yep, show us.
Let me see. Tuesday at 11:30 p.m. I screenshot something that Paul Tyler posted in somebody else's comment section.
Yeah.
And it said July, Texas. Aaron Shutterfield. I don't know who the fuck.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Randine Willoughby.
Yep.
Christine Faria.
Yeah, but they're not fighting each other. Those are three of his fighters, but they're not fighting.
I know that, but do you think that do you think ever they would make them two fight?
Who?
Randine.
No.
No?
Nope.
I would hope not, dude. It wouldn't
No.
make any fucking sense.
No, there's no way. And that's not, I'm not trying to like, I'm not trying to kill on Randine, but like, no. Randine, I've seen in comments saying like, there's like, she can't fight Faria. Like, she's not going to fight her. That is definitely not the fight. No fucking way. No way. It wouldn't make sense. Like if that, then Taylor Starling.
That would be great. Dude, I would rather see Christine fight Taylor Starling than Pearl Gonzalez. No?
I could go for either one, honestly.
Taylor Starling has proven herself in the fucking squared circle with no gloves on.
She has
actually been in a ring with no gloves on and slung bare hands at somebody and won fight of the night on the biggest card they've ever had ever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Makes more sense.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because of the name?
No, I just think she has way. I think Pearl has more experience. I know she didn't fight bare knuckle, but Taylor's got one fight. It was a great fight, but
Jesus Christ, Mike! Now I'm gonna look. Now I'm looking up Pearl Gonzalez right now. I'm gonna. I know
she's fought a lot. I have.
Okay,
up already.
Okay, who are these killers that Pearl Gonzalez has beaten?
I never said she fought killers. You did.
Pearl Gonzalez.
She lost against Miranda Maverick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Poliana Botello, Cynthia Calvillo.
Oh, you got it right there in front of your face.
Courtney Casey. Yeah. But she has in MMA anyways, her record is 10-5. So she has 15 fights. I mean, I don't know. I would think that they would have Taylor Starling because she won her fight, that they're going to give her one more fight before she would fight. That's what I would guess. And yes, I understand that Pearl Gonzalez hasn't fought bare knuckle, but she does have 15 fights under her belt. And she does have a name, like you said, because that's what happened with Paige. Paige has the name. She never had any fights.
The real question is, who has the better OnlyFans? It's like,
well, I don't know.
I'm not.
That's a topic for our other show.
That's anyways, man. I don't know. It's like, to me, the Pearl one does make the most sense as far as name recognition and putting them on a fight card that you want to sell tickets. Yes, it's that one. But me, as a fan of the sport and everything, I feel like Taylor and her would put on a fucking show.
They
they might want to slow burn Taylor Starling as well too, though, because she's kind of like their girl.
She's a rising star.
So give her 2 or 3 more fights and then fucking do it, man.
Yeah, she's a rising star. You don't want to put out that flame right now if it happened to happen. No, she could very well go in there and win. Okay, I'm not saying she can't, but if she did, like, I just feel like the way, like, because the sport is just so new, like, you have all these people. I don't know who's like you want to risk. I know it's a very like they got to be methodical about it, because you don't want these people who people want to see getting beaten. I don't know. It's tough. There's only so many people you can pick. So
all right. So people in the comment section.
I'm not drunk. This is my first drink.
Listen, people in the comment section, just drop the name that you want to see Misfit fight. I want to see who everyone thinks. I don't know. I know that like Joe Ivy saying anybody that gets her the belt. DJ Tony saying, Taylor needs a few more fights. Who do you guys think she should fight? Is it Pearl? It's got to be. I mean, it's the only one that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, who she should fight and who.
Joe Ivy says Pearl.
Yeah. Anyone else have any? Yep. Joe Ivy says Pearl. Yep. So it's Pearl. That's it. End of the conversation.
Yeah. What Joe Ivy says goes, and we all just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So,
anyways, guys, Misfit Heart 2. What's that?
Listen, that's like a soft subject right now. That's a tender subject.
My sister says Savage.
Yeah.
Misfit Savage?
I mean, that would be fine, I guess, but I don't know. I think that's a Britain Hart thing.
Jenny Savage is 1-0 in BKFC. Has said that she would fight Misfit.
Yeah, but she's got a beef with Britain Hart, though. They ain't going to do that.
But I'm saying that one makes sense as well. So Misfit has Pearl Gonzalez, Taylor Starling, Jenny Savage, Britain Hart. Those are the 4 that make sense. Joe Ivy asked us about this fucking 18 minutes ago, and we're still talking about it.
Yeah. But hey, so that was the weekend. That is what we think was going to happen in July with Misfit. What else do you got? What do you think? What do you think we should do?
I mean, all I got to say is, guys, if you're up in like the New England area and you're trying to look for something to do on Memorial Day weekend, Belfast, New York is the home of the Hall of Fame, the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame, the home of John L. Sullivan, and they're going to be inducting Joey Beltran that weekend, as well as a few other people. And I apologize for
Leonard Garcia.
They're not inducting him though.
Well,
they're giving him an award. They're giving him like a lifetime achievement type award. Leonard Garcia will be there. Joey Beltran will be there. Chris Sarro will be there. Britain Hart will be there. Malo will be there, as well as many other fighters. It's a 3-day event topped off with an actual open workout for bare knuckle. Yep. And they already have 70 guys signed up to try out that weekend. It might be 100 by the time we get there. So you can go there and you can watch the tryouts. You can watch these guys try to win themselves a contract or try to earn themselves a contract at the BKFC tryouts. There's also, there's meet and greets with these fighters. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about flying up there because, I don't know how big of a fan you are, but for like us that are like 4, 5, 6 hour drive, it might be worth the trip, man. It might be worth taking a fucking family car ride to Belfast, New York. Get yourself some tickets to this shit and take part in the activity, the festivities. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Me and Mike are talking about doing it. I've already talked to Amy. We might make a road trip with the kids. I don't know. We'll see. But that's something to do. And then because there's no bare knuckle event in May. We have UFC we have UFC events coming up, but there is no bare knuckle in May. The next thing is June in Miami. So,
right.
And
maybe we think.
Yeah.
It might not be. They could change the date.
Yeah.
Like they've already changed it.
They've already changed it 3, 4 times.
But
that's all I'm saying. So last word is that, Mike, what do we got coming up next week on Mike and Mish and the Mission Accomplished?
Oh, so it's going to be, so now we're going to be heading into these championship fights for June. So we are hoping to get some of these big names and the title fights on our show. And so next week we will have, first of all, we'll start off, we'll say that Nate Williams, who's an MMA fighter, is a 125 pound champion in B2. He will be coming on the show next week at 7:30 on Wednesday.
Mission accomplished.
On Mission Accomplished. And then after that, we will have one half of the heavyweight championship fight, Sam Shoemaker,
the Hillbilly Hammer. And that Nate Williams, guys, Mission Accomplished usually 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. Nate Williams will be on at 7:30 p.m., followed by the Hillbilly Hammer at 8 p.m. So we got that. And guess who we have on Thursday night, 9 p.m., the Mike and Mish show. Anybody got a guess? The other half of the heavyweight title, Joey Beltran, Mr. Hall of Fame inductee himself, current heavyweight champion, will be making his return to the Mission Accomplished platform, making his debut on the Mike and Mish show, and he'll be joining us 9 p.m. next Thursday. So stay tuned for that.
Yep. So awesome.
Big things coming up. Stay tuned, people.
Yeah.
What else you got to say, Mike?
Nothing, man. I'm good.
What do you say, Billy? You got a trumpet?
I don't know, Bobby.
You got a trumpet?
Yeah, I can play the trumpet.
I'm a real bugle boy.
Yeah, Kyle's a real bugle boy. He can play that trumpet. All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great night.